Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. It's time for Module 5, Lesson 3. So today we're going to be learning how to compose and decompose right rectangular prism using layers. Now if you go back to Lesson 1, if you remember, I briefly mentioned that we can find volume by composing or building layers. So today we're really going to dive into that and see what that means exactly. So when you have a 3D object composed of unit cubes, the rows are called layers. So this right here is a row. So this object, or this rectangular or prism, it has one layer because it has one row. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this rectangular prism has two layers. Here's the first layer, and here's the second layer. Okay, so now here's the trick. If you know the volume of one layer, really, so then what you're going to do is, let's say, for example, the first one, the volume is 1, 2, 3, 4 unit cubes. Okay, so if I know the volume of the first layer, I know the volume of the whole entire figure once I start adding layers. So check it out. If I know this is 4, and I added another layer, well, that's another 4. So what's 4 and 4? Or 4 times 2 is 8. So the volume of this is 8 unit cubes or cubic units, your choice. If we know that one layer, for example, we're going to go to this one now. If we know that one layer equals 12, we can figure out the volume pretty simply. So if we know it's 12, how many layers are there? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. So what I do to find out the whole volume is I'm going to do the first layer, which is 12, times 4 layers, right? 4 layers. So what's 4 times 12? Or 12 times 4? 48 unit cubes. Okay? So let's do one more before I send you off. If I have one layer, right? How much is one layer? Well, it tells me right here. One layer is 20. Well, how many layers do I have? 1, 2, 3. To find the volume, I do 20, well, I have 3 layers, I do 20 times 3, which is 60. 60, what? I'm going to say unit cubes. Okay, now remember, if this was labeled as inches, I would put inches cubed. If it was labeled feet, feet cubed, so on. So what if we wanted to add 2 more layers? Suppose we have this object, and now I wanted to add on 2 more layers. So let's go ahead and just add on, that's 1 more layer. That's another 20. 2 more layers. So if I added 2 more layers, how many is that? Well, that's 40, right? Because if this is 20, if 1 layer is 20, then 2 layers is 40. So let's go ahead and attach that to my original, and I'm going to get, what's 60 plus 40? 100. 100 unit cubes. Okay, so before I let you go, actually, I do want to do 1 or 2 more examples. And let's take a look at this one. So I have a bit of a problem here for us. And this one says, Mr. Santana makes a prism 1 inch by 3 inches by 3 inches. So we know the length, the width, and the height. It's giving it to us. He then decides to add more layers to his first one. So if we know that 1 layer, right, is what it gives us, which is 1 times 3 times 3, which is 9, right? So one layer has a volume of 9. Then if he wants to add another layer, then it would be 2 layers times 9, which is going to be 18. Okay? So let's go ahead. What if you wanted to add 3 layers? We do 3 times 9, which is going to be 27. And then what if he wanted to add 11? Well, we do 11 times 9, which is 99. Well, what if he wanted to add 23? So what we're going to do here is that we do 23 times 9, which is going to be 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 2 is, so we do 23 times 9 equals 107. And what if you want to do 54? I should let you do that, but I'll do it with you. So here we do 54 times 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45, 46, 47, 48. So we have 54 times 9 equals 486. Okay, let's fill just the rest in, just to be complete. And by the way, what is our unit? Well, it's going to be unit cubes or cubic units, your choice. So what this shows you here, talking about layers, is that a layer is the same thing as finding the area. And once you know the area, all you have to do is multiply that by the height. So if area is length times width, then you know that when the layer is given to you. That's why layer equals area. So adding on layers is the same thing as knowing the height. So in other words, if you know the area, area times height is volume. All right, guys, so think about that. Again, I'll be online from 8:30 to 2:30. There's an Engage YouTube link attached to this lesson as well. If you need help, I'll be online. Shoot me a message. Let me know. There's also my chart is going to be up here as well. So make sure you take a look at that as well. All right. Be good.